Bonjour tout le monde, bonjour à tous, I am your host, Alistair. Ruby McLellan is an 8-year-old Australian girl who happened to be now one of the world's youngest property investors. Let's talk about this story because it has, in my opinion, broken the internet, but I think it has also showcased a little bit of the underbelly as to why a lot of Americans are just very unhappy. Let's dissect this story very quickly and let me give you my point of view. This is for those not aware of the story. According to boardpanda.com, in December of 2021, Ruby McLellan became the owner of a 4-bedroom property valued at $440,000 and located on the outskirts of the second most popular city in Australia. Ruby purchased her first home alongside her siblings Angus, 14, and Lucy, 13. Now, it's important to note here that Ruby's father, Cam McLellan, is the CEO of property investment company OpenCorp, which played a big part in this pricey purchase. Long story short, of course, he purchased the property in the names of his kids. The father, Cam, and his wife, Felicity, will keep the property into a trust until Lucy and Angus are in their early 20s. He estimates that by then, the full growth property cycle will have significantly increased the house's value, which frankly, I totally agree. A little bit more, a quote from the father. Financially, they have each contributed $2,000 and they have saved that up. Cam, the father, told the Australian outlet 7 News about his children's pocket money. Even as an 8-year-old, Ruby is getting a grasp of the concept of buying and selling property. I completely agree with the father. By the time his children are of age, 18 years old, the value of properties will be astronomically bigger. I mean, look what happened in 2020 to 2023 with the prices of homes. Completely went off the roof. It skyrocketed. Why wouldn't it do the same 18 years later? Right? So this father is already thinking ahead when it comes to his children. But that's not even the point. Because he received such a huge backlash, humongous backlash on the internet. Which frankly, I don't understand why. Comment number 1. I'm 8 years old and my rich daddy uses me as PR puppet and a tax avoidance strategy. That was extremely condescending, but, that's the nicest one. Next comment. Imagine being a child of the URCUNT and having him post your face online under the most tasteless, tone-deaf headline you could possibly run during a housing crisis. Feel genuinely sorry for the kids if that's the father figure they have. Okay? Considering she can't legally sign the contract, all right, and a 1% deposit, really? Are we supposed to believe that a 6-year-old was able to save $2,000? Are we supposed to believe that a bank offered a mortgage to these kids who can't service a mortgage? What a heaping, stinking load of bull poop. And the best one yet, what a clown world we live in. Complete joke. Now, this kind of hate was endless. This kind of demeaning comments were endless. It wasn't just on Reddit. It was everywhere you looked. Everywhere or everyone that posted this story received the same amount of disgustingness towards the child and the father. According to the Daily Mail UK, the father responds, "It's easy for someone who doesn't have property or hasn't made sacrifices to be angry about it, and easy to target a young kid who has a leg up." He said those attacking the precautious property purchasers will be better off devoting their energies to finding extra work, slice their discretionary spending, and saving money for their own first home. Young adults' lifestyles are very flamboyant these days. I worked 3 jobs. I didn't go out. I sold my car, Mr. McLellan continued. Eating in cafes and shopping has drained people's money. Even owning a car, they like to change it every 5 years. I had the same car for 10 years. You don't want to aggressively rub that in to the young generation, but they need to sacrifice and delay gratification. There's no easy silver bullet, but while my kids will get enough to get started, they are not silver spoons. They have a leg up, but so can anyone in Australia. There's one more piece that I want to share before I give you my opinion.
How'd you get started, Ruby? It's very hard with these cameras, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to you in just a second.
I wanted to start with this part because you might say to yourself, oh my God, I would never put my daughter in front on the TV and have her being subjected to all this negative attention, blah, 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 blah. Well, here is my answer to people who think like that. This is a married man. He has a wife. They have a daughter. As a family, they made a decision. I wouldn't be surprised if he discussed this particular interview or this particular scenario with his wife and the daughter in question. They came to the understanding that the answer is a yes. We're not in their family situation to dictate how they should conduct themselves. Maybe you wouldn't put your kid in front. I wouldn't put my kid in that situation. But I am not him, and he is not me. And my situation is very different than his. So I don't have a leg to stand on. Next part.
What do you look for, though? I mean, you're not buying in prime real estate, are you?
No, we look for a good balance of yield and growth. So I've got a company that does about 19,000 hours analytics each year. So it's not a finger in the air to pick a property. The property we chose for Ruby was on the outer suburbs of Melbourne. It was a new house and land package that we put together. It was about 600,000. We bought it 2 years ago, and it's valued at about 940,000.
Wow.
So the kids have done well.
Okay, well, that's in a way.
I think that's absolutely amazing. You just heard right now, that's his expertise. He is in the business of data analytics when it comes to real estate, and he used his expertise to position his daughter in the right spot. And the property they purchased has accumulated significant amount of value in what? Less than a few years. Brilliant. Genius. And I can tell you right now, from a little bit of critical thinking, this is an amazing marketing strategy for his own company. Absolutely.
Bayside Melbourne would be nice, wouldn't it, Ruby?
Good on you guys. Thank you so much. And this book, too, if you want to get up there and read all about it, just hold that up for us, my friend. There it is, my 4-year-old, The Property Investor. So that's well worth a read for any parent out there.
Happy to give viewers today a free copy of it to keep them safe, and opencorp.com.au, and they can grab a free copy.
Good on you, champion.
Excellent
Thank
advice.
you.
Thanks.
And there you have it. There you have it. And let's go now to my thought on this whole story. So, here are my thoughts on this particular story, because I'm going to tie it down into the context of what this channel is about, which is talking about money, life, and pretty much anything and everything. Let's talk about the money aspect. The money aspect is what? He has a skill. He's a CEO. He has bills to pay, and he has goals. He has financial goals that most likely includes improving the financial status of his company. We've all seen the book, My 4-Year-Old Investor. Ruby is not 4. So obviously, this has been going on in the works for quite a while. This has been premeditated for quite a few years. Genius. The fundamental necessity when it comes to life in general is all about legacy. Legacy does not have to be who you birth, doesn't have to be like your bloodline. It really is everything about who you influence. That's true legacy. Because you could be a parent, you could be an absolutely crappy parent, and you may have tons of children, but your legacy will still die because everything about you will not be transferred or remembered or talked about. And so to come back again in this particular context, he is providing for his kids and daughter in a legacy mindset kind of way. He's teaching them what he knows. And what he knows is real estate and money and the value of hard work and also value, appreciation. He's teaching that to his kids because one day his wife and him won't be here and someone has to make sure his children are taken care of, and nobody will make the best decision for you except you. So he is instilling in his children the importance of making your own decisions and the right decisions for your circumstances, which could be and most likely will be different than what your mom and dad went through. I admire this man. Absolutely. I think what he's doing is what we all are striving to get to and is what we all want to get to. It's pretty much everybody's goal and dream, and that's why the comments was full of hate. It's not jealousy, it's envy. And envy kills. Jealousy, envy can lead you to crazy acts. But I'm not done with my thought, because then I want to come back now as to why this particular moment, why he chose this moment to come public with this information. Very simple. He is predicting interest rates are probably going to drop. That's his prediction. I don't know that, but he's predicting interest rates are going to drop. The housing market is going to do something, and he is into data analytics when it comes to real estate. He's looking for new clients, and his daughter and the appreciation of the value of the home that the daughter purchased is his proof of concept for his company. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets phone call, because that is quite impressive. That is quite impressive. So this is my comment to anyone who had the extra intellect and the mental capacity to go on their computer, write down hateful idiocracies. You could have simply ask a question. Hey, how did you do that? How can I do the same? How can I better set up my kids for the future like you did? There is this instinct need to look for negativity, to search for something negative into anything and everything. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. And the argument that is being paraded around is that he's being tone deaf to the housing crisis. He's being tone deaf to XYZ. He's not being considerate of my feelings. And this is again where the mindset that your happiness is in the hands of strangers and others is wrong. You are in charge of you. You are in charge of your future. You are in charge of your happiness. Not me, not the government, not no one. You take your destiny in your own hands. Because if you just sit there and expect other people to give you the grace that you think you deserve, you'll be very disappointed all the time. Because not everybody is nice like me. Not everybody is considerate like me. Matter of fact, most people are not nice or considerate. So that means most of these unhappy commenters are just miserable. And I feel very sad and sorry for them. But at the end of the day, Ruby will be well off. And the husband, Scott, I believe that's his name, will have more clients. And he will win, while they will all complain. Don't be the complainer. All right, that's my thought. Thank you a ton. Like, subscribe. I am your host, Alistair. See you next time.